Good day to you, my beautiful listeners. I am your resident active advocate here to help you actively advocate for your rights. In launching this podcast, I will come forward immediately and say I am a multiply disabled Canadian woman and I currently live with my parents due to systemic poverty. I have a degree in disability studies, but don't be put off by the academia. My approach seeks to be comforting, friendly, approachable, and I want to know what you have to say, you being the wider disability communities in Canada. It takes all kinds to make a country, takes all kinds to make a world. We have been systemically kept out of places of importance and of influence in government, in society, in work, all over the map. I want to examine the reasons for this, but I also want to look at the lived experience of other people with disabilities in Canada that I do not have, cannot understand, and which inform upon the ways in which our society works, both to keep people with disabilities down, but also to keep us just on the edge of conglomeration. I want to let you know now, we represent nearly 25% of Canada's population, and that number is only going up. As Canada's population grows, disability becomes more prominent. Don't look at disability as the scary thing. Look at disability as a life-affirming inevitability. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. If you grow old enough. Everybody wants to be old, nobody wants to be disabled. I want to examine why this is. Why is it understood as a bad thing to be disabled? Why the word disabled at all? I want to understand how disability has been framed across Canada and how this informs on our daily lives. Because of the general systemic poverty of people living with disabilities in Canada, my revenue model will be quite slim and competitive compared to other podcasts. My beginning tier will be $5 a month for listeners, and the upper tier, should one choose to accept it, would include added bonus content for $7.50 a month. In general, my content will comprise interviews with disabled Canadians around the country, just normal people going about their everyday lives in the ways in which we do. But for the 750 tier, these could comprise bloopers, these could comprise extra content, including interviews with more prominent people in disability studies and other activism sectors across Canada. I'm thinking of people such as David Lepofsky, who launched the AODA Alliance here in Ontario. AODA stands for Access for Ontarians with Disabilities Act. And if you look into our legislation, the province is not doing well when it comes to actually making itself accessible. The date for accessibility has been pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. Why is this? I think it represents an underrepresentation of us in the media, in the culture, and in politics. And I know that this is the same case throughout other provinces in Canada, throughout the territories, and in many other places, it's much worse as well. The AODA at least guarantees us some layer of protection inside the law, but at the same time, where is it going? What is it planning? It's not doing anything. This is also the case throughout every other province and territory in Canada. I want to hear from you. I want to understand your lived experience. I have lived experience of my own, but it's not going to be the same as yours. I've been medicalized, but I've also been accepted by virtue of the fact that I have an educational degree. Also, the intersection between disability and other minority groups, such as race, gender, sex, so forth, is going to inform on a person's lived experience. I want to hear from all intersections of all peoples across Canada and try to make sense of this narrative. If we can conglomerate with one another through outreach, through community, and through understanding, then I think it will greatly increase our power in society and it will help us to form out a better living basis for our lives. This has been my launch. Thank you for listening.